What's up guys, LQ here. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. As I said in some other videos, I kind of took the track season off. I coach track and field, and I also run a nonprofit that helps kids. So that takes up a ton of time, and then track season rolls around and that takes up even more time. I just didn't have time. So now that I have more time, we're gonna get back into it, but there's a few things I wanted to get caught up on, and I thought that I would do a quick video here of some mini reviews. Just some real quick reviews of some movies that I didn't have time to make full videos about, but I wanted to make sure that I touched on them. So first, I want to talk about Companion. Companion was great. One of my favorite movies of the year so far, and I didn't have any expectations when I watched it. In fact, I didn't even see it in theaters. I waited till it came out on streaming, and I wish I had watched it in theaters. I wished I had trusted some of the reviews that I saw for it because this movie was great. This movie about a robot girlfriend who doesn't know she's a robot, and she gets set up for a murder. And as she starts figuring out what's going on, she kind of learns to live her own life. But to do that, first she needs to take out the trash. I mean, it really was, that's oversimplifying it. And it might even, that description might even give you some preconceptions about the movie that don't exist. But boy, was it a good movie. It was a lot of fun. It was funny. It was tense in some parts that needed to be tense, but really this was just a fun roller coaster ride. Companion was great. All right, next one I want to talk about is Wolfman. Wolfman was less good. It just wasn't that good. You know, when I go see a werewolf movie, I expect there to be a certain level of action. I expect there to be some creature feature moments. I expect there to be some high tension. And what we got here was really a body horror movie. A movie where the guy gets bit early on, and then the rest of the movie, it's about the transformation. And that's just less compelling to me. And maybe people who love body horror would be really into this movie. I just wasn't. And I'm not typically into body horror all that much. I prefer creature features, so that might be why I'm so negative on this movie. But this just didn't work as a Wolfman movie. Maybe had I not had certain expectations about what a Wolfman movie should be, then maybe it would have been different and my review would be different. But I had those expectations, and because of that, this movie really left me feeling very underwhelmed. All right, the next one is Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes was fun. It was fun. Now, is it going to be one of my top 10 movies of the year? No, but it was fun. I had a blast watching it. It introduced a new potential slasher movie icon into the fold, which I always like getting new ones. Sometimes they get sequels, sometimes they don't. I hope this one gets a sequel because this movie was fun. It was funny. It had, romantic comedy vibes throughout most of the movie, and then boom, slasher. Romantic comedy vibes, then boom, slasher. So it did a good job of kind of using the tropes of romantic comedies and then twisting them on their head when the opportunity needed. It moved at a very crisp speed. There wasn't any real downtime here. Every moment that every moment of film was used adequately, and it was just a fun movie. So, and Mason Gooding, he's an emerging star. So, Hard Eyes, I would give thumbs up to. Like I said, not one of my favorite movies of the year, but very good. And then finally, Death of a Unicorn. Let's talk about that one. Death of a Unicorn, I have mixed feelings about. I got really excited when I saw the trailer. I thought it looked like a really interesting concept. Big fan of Paul Rudd. I like Jenna Ortega. And, the rest of the cast was also very, very good. This is one of those movies that just had a killer cast. And then the reviews came out, and I started, some of them weren't as positive, and I started thinking, do I want to see this in theaters or do I not want to see this in theaters? Well, I ended up seeing it in theaters. I'm glad that I did, but I feel like I could have waited till streaming. So it's never the wrong decision to see a movie in theaters. So like I said, I'm glad I did, but I didn't have to. This was very straightforward in what it was, though. Like the concept of they kill a unicorn, and then mom and dad aren't happy, and mom and dad come for them. The kills are okay. Some of them are very over the top and graphic. Some of them happen in a very dark environment where you really can't see a whole lot of what's going on. The comedy was hit and miss. Some of it worked, some of it didn't work. There was just a lot here to like, but there was also a lot here that just kind of left me feeling a little underwhelmed. I think that in a world of thumbs up or thumbs down, I give Death of Unicorn thumbs up, but the trailer had me a lot more hyped for it than I probably should have been. At the end of the day, it was a pretty straightforward creature feature, which I like those movies, but I expected this, I guess since it was A24, I expected this to be a little better than that. And it really wasn't. It was a run-of-the-mill creature feature schlock film, which, like I said, under normal circumstances, that's right up my alley. This is another case of expectations versus reality. I expected something up here, I got something up here, so I left disappointed. It was still good, but left a little disappointed. All right, guys, those are my 4 quick mini reviews. Let me know what you thought of any of these movies in the comments down below. We can have a conversation about it. While you're down there commenting, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.